Welcome to Wayzata High School for the Section 6AA Boys Soccer Championship. Tonight it is the St. Louis Park Orioles, the number 3 seed, taking on the top seed, the Trojans from Wayzata. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Lagry. And Sig, not a huge surprise to see either of these teams in a section final. Pretty strong programs the last few years, and going at it tonight after their semifinal wins with a victory for St. Louis Park over South, and Wayzata right here needed overtime to beat Roseville.
They've already fought through a tough bracket, now they end up in the finals, and they've been playing some tough games. They've been playing some great soccer. Both teams seem to be really maturing at the end of the season. That's when you want to do it, and that's what they're going to have to do tonight.
Wayzata got off to a good start this season, and one of those wins was a win over St. Louis Park. It's always interesting to see, what kind of changes have happened since that very early in the season meeting.
Well, we'll see. I asked the coach about that, and he said that he's not really changing anything in terms of the lineup or the way they play. He wants his team to play to their capabilities, and that's what they're going to do.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's contest. Starting with Park, their guy that's put the most goals on the board for them, John Kinney's had a nice year for the Orioles.
He's had a great year. He's got a cast on his left arm, which may or may not be a factor, but he's had some good goal-scoring capabilities, knows how to get open and make the plays.
And for Wayzata, a guy that I was real impressed with when I saw him against Minneapolis earlier, and he had a game winner in the semifinals. Arthur Perrins is a guy that they'll count on quite a bit.
Well, that's the guy you want to keep an eye on. He has great speed, good ability to get open, and knows how to move the ball around. Very unselfish. You were talking about the way he played before, about giving the ball up, getting it back, and making the best moves for his team.
Windy evening here, and the sun certainly could be a little bit of a factor for the keepers because we've got the 5 o'clock game for the boys, but you wipe that all out when you're playing for a section championship. Two teams that have had quality seasons, and I think we're going to have a good champion in 6AA no matter what happens here tonight.
Absolutely. The winner obviously goes to state. The loser does go home. I think both teams have quality programs. They've had good years, and I think this is going to be a very exciting match.
All right, the Orioles and the Trojans for a spot at state. It's coming up next here on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
And welcome back here on a warm afternoon here for this Section 6AA Championship as Park and Wayzata get set to renew their rivalry. Of course, they've been in the same conference for a lot of years, or were in the Lake and then the Classic Lake, but have been apart now for about a decade. And look at things in the Section 6AA bracket as Wayzata win over Cooper 3-0 and then needed OT to beat Roseville 1-0. An upset in the bottom half of the bracket as 7th seed South knocked off the number 2 seed Hopkins in that first round, and then Park coming up with a victory over South in their semifinal to advance to this spot. St. Louis Park looking for their 4th state tournament appearance. Wayzata looking for their 12th overall in school history. You're seeing a pair of juniors in goal for these two clubs. There you get a look at big Troy Lawaji for Wayzata. And he is going to be having to deal with the sun quite a bit in this opening half. And again, we'll throw it out there before the game even starts. Apologies for how sunny your picture is going to look, at least in the first half especially. Not a lot we can do about it, though, shooting toward that sun. So Eric Hendricks, the junior, in goal for St. Louis Park. Then goals against a 1.65 overall on the year. And We are underway. Park in orange and Wayzata in the home whites. It'll get out of play, and we will get a throw immediately coming here for the Orioles. Graham Larson throwing it in here for Park. Got it over there to Joseph Brandel. Trojans able to force a turnover, and they'll start back now. Max Martin, one of their captains, dishing left side. And the run interrupted there as Tyler Stevens had it jabbed away, and then it actually hit Stevens again on the way out. So we will have a throw here for Park, taken by Daniel Decker. As you see the starting lineups for both clubs on your screen here. Wayzata switching fields here. They'll drop it across and look up the line now for Tuke. Ethan Tuke trying to spin his way free. Now dips it over to Lewis O'Connor, but he's met a good challenge here by Maxwell Kent. Trojans, though, immediate return of the turnover.
And Wayzata doing what it likes to do best, ball control and penetrate from the outside in.
Knocked free, and we're going to have an early corner coming here for Wayzata. David Almayer will take this one for the Trojans.
The players are looking into the sun, so if it's a high shot, it's going to be tough to see it.
Well, didn't look like Hendricks had too much problem there, and he gets to it, and look at him booted with the wind at his back. A long race for this one. It could be trouble. Follow-up chip is in, and Park is on the board early. Kinney waited for that one. He was the second man in, and then just lofted it over Luaji's head, and just like that, Park's on the board, 2:02 into the contest. Boy, it all started with this goal kick.
It's a tremendous weapon when you have a keeper who can do that. Here's a setup. Kenny takes a shot and just 9-irons it right over the keeper into the open net. And
Connor Bellingham will get an assist as he tapped it over there, and Kinney able to eye the situation pretty well there and chip it right over Luaji's head. So St. Louis Park is on the board already early on.
And we were talking about how dangerous Kenny could be. And there you saw it. He got open and put it in.
Over Kinney's head this time here, so well, we'll see if that sets the tone a little bit for Park here. Wow, great. You can't ask for a much better start in a section final than that.
Oh, absolutely. That kick had to be 60 yards downfield with the wind.
Boy, and once it bounced, you could kind of say, oh, this is a tough spot for the defenders to be in. They were trying to chase it down. Now, Wayzata looking to counter back the other way. And this one put on goal or it looked like more of a pass, but Hendricks will reach out and scoop that one for the Orioles here as you get another look. Wayzata getting something going up that left side and trying to cross the ball there toward Clay Elmore, but didn't quite make it there because Hendricks read it. Here's an opportunity, and the shot is in. We're tied up. Ethan Tuke, as Hendricks was coming out to try and meet it, and just like that, Wayzata answers. Wow, that didn't take long either.
You see it again on the right side, getting over to Tuke.
O'Connor puts it ahead here to Tuke.
Tuke just puts it right past Hendricks for the tying goal. You'll see it again.
Hendricks obviously feeling he might be able to get there to cut that pass off, but didn't quite happen, and Tuke calmly putting it over the top of him there, didn't panic and blast it into him or do any or shoot the ball over the net, just did what he should there, put that one away. So a couple of kind of interesting goals here coming about a minute and a half apart. So we are already at 1-1. When's the last time we did a soccer match, Sig, where we had 2 goals in the first 3.5 minutes. Wow.
Not too often, especially when you're getting into the section game, the playoffs.
Tuke will drop it back.
But you have to give credit to Wayzata. They did not panic. They just came right back and played the game. And that's what they love to do, as we talked about earlier. They love to go to the outside, to the inside.
Well, Dominic Guenas was talking about, they stayed 0-0 for a long time with Roseville, but he said there was nothing to find fault with our play. We just didn't put our chances away, but he was happy with the way they played throughout that game. Long run again here. Bellingham and Louagie this time will win the race, but still dangerous out there. And long try there by Trotter, knocked down. Kind of uncharacteristic. We're seeing some balls that are, giving the defense trouble and also making the keepers make decisions early on here. And here come the Orioles again. First pass knocked down. Second try chipped ahead. Long race for it and good hustle, but not quite able to keep it. It's going to be a goal kick.
Here's that last chance on the other side of the field. Coming way down there. And Louagie gets up there just at the right time and pokes it away. Using the shot from the outside, blocked by the defense.
Yeah, there you look at what becomes the second problem is even if you get to the first ball, you've still got to get back in your net. And it looked like for a moment that there was going to be trouble with the follow-up from Trotter. Boy, in Louagie, of course, he had come out far enough that he couldn't play the ball with his hands there. It was do or die. Get there first with your feet or don't, and probably give up a goal if you don't make it there. So a lot of times a goal, sometimes you worry in these section games about not getting involved early. This is the opposite for both guys. They've had tough chances right away.
Yeah, no one's sitting back having a cup of coffee. Here's another shot coming
Tuke
from the
puts
outside.
it out front, and they're on the board again. Wayzata takes the lead as it's deflected in by Smith. Or did they get Elmore on that one? Elmore's going to get it on the crossing pass from Tuke. Yeah, it started with Smith, and then watch Tuke spotting Elmore as he is able to turn the ball hard to the outside. Clay Elmore waiting out front. It was really just a redirect at that point.
Yes, yeah, he was waiting for him to get him onside because he was a little bit offside as Tuke was coming down. You see right now, there he is offside. Waits patiently, gets a nice cross pass, redirect right into the net. Hendricks with no chance on that one. And welcome to Scorerama.
2-1 Wayzata as Elmore gets his 7th goal of the season. Battle for it here. Orioles able to get it back.
Okay, one thing is pretty clear right off the bat from both teams. They're not going to waste any time setting things up. They're just going to do a quick setup and then go for it.
And this one hammered out of play. The strange thing is, though, I don't know that either of them are necessarily doing anything different than they normally do. I think it's just kind of been circumstances that have set up chances, and you have to be happy when your team's able to finish. It's not that often that the first 2 really good chances, or in this case 3, go in.
Yeah, right in the first 5 minutes.
Boy, it has to do wonders, too, for Louagie's confidence. I mean, you give up a goal that early, you're probably kind of starting to get down on yourself, but then your team answers not only with just the tying goal, but the go-ahead goal, too. Here's Tuke
again.
Yeah, going to be a corner kick as he turned the corner on Brandel, and he had to jab it away. So a corner kick upcoming here for Wayzata.
That's the last one resulted in a goal kick that went 80 yards.
David Elmer will take the corner again here for Wayzata. And a header on goal. Not a lot on it by that point, is off the turf, but Hendricks able to field it on one bounce off the Smith header. Or make that Max Martin. Now we'll get a throw here for the Trojans. So a 2-1 contest already here. Wayzata taking a early lead after Park had gone up 1-0. Just 2:02 into the match.
Trip, and that's the first foul actually of the match. It goes against St. Louis Park.
That's another nice thing that you expect to see tonight. These teams, not that they aren't, capable physical players, but you're seeing skill on both teams. I don't think, you're going to see one team trying to maul the other. I think you're going to see good soccer by both.
No, I agree. That's been their repertoire, their background. They're not. I mean, they'll play hard. They'll mark up close, but they're not going to take unnecessary chances and get called.
Orioles moving it nicely up the left side. Max Kent getting it toward the outside, but it just rolls off the field. We get a throw here for Wayzata. Thrown in by Tyler Stevens. Try to go up the line there toward Elmore, but that one's going to go out of play. And Martin gets over there to hammer that one way up into the bleachers there on the far side. So we get a throw here for St. Louis Park. We've played 10 minutes now, and we already have 3 goals on the board. As Park got the first one, then Wayzata answering with 2 of its own. So the Trojans holding a 2-1 lead here. And, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know that you can necessarily assume it's going to continue all night like that just because we've had the hot start, but
it's hard to say. We've seen so many games where somebody scores earlier and then there's no score until the end of the game.
Couple nice passes in a row here and put out front, trying to spring Elmore up the middle. Now Tuke will run it down here for the Trojans. Bottled up there. And it's gathered here by Kinney. And Max Martin gets over there to break that up. We'll get a throw here for St. Louis Park.
Kinney with the throw in. Gets a return pass and then crosses. Hit out by Zetter for a corner.
Almayer breaking that one up, which, not a bad play to make, although, in looking at the big picture from up top here, it may have been somewhat unnecessary. There wasn't really a Park player who could get there, but you don't know that for sure. So here's the corner. Luagi punching it into the air. Orioles, though, maintain possession here with some people forward there. And that shot blocked and played up the line and out. We get a throw here for Park, and Larson triggers it quickly right back in. Stevens breaks that up, though. Brandel stepping up. Turnover here, though, and they'll go up the left side trying to get Perrins running, but instead the Orioles able to send it out of play. We get a throw here. It's going to be Park's throw, actually. Trotter.
Hits it into traffic, then it's kicked back out again.
Little battle here, and Trojans control, but not for long. And I think we had a foul call. And we've got an injured Park player, too, back in their end.
That's number 7. Joel Brandel, he was the factor in the last defense. He came up with a sliding tackle, and he may have injured himself.
So we are going to have a brief pause here while he looks like he'll hobble. That was kind of interesting, Sig, and Dominic Duenas, I was hoping it wasn't a bad omen. He was given yellow card just before the match started because of Wayzata, something to do with changing into their jerseys in the bench area, which I guess is not permitted. And
apparently you're not allowed to remove your jerseys when you're on the field.
And he said, I need to point out, first yellow I've gotten since I started. His point being that we've done that exact thing all year long, and never once has an official said anything about it. But
And there's a good look at Kostuanis.
he likes this group. It's got pretty good mixture of a lot of guys with quite a bit of experience, and some young guys have stepped in to play key roles as well. So a team that he felt good about this year. 2 of their 3 losses are to Minnetonka, which obviously that's a good high quality club too. And they haven't been all smooth sailing, but they've had a good year, no doubt. And same can be said for Park.
Yeah, St. Louis Park has some convincing victories: 5-1, 6-2, 4-2 wins. Not too many losses. They lost. They lost 5-1 to Wayzata at the beginning of the season, but as we know, at the beginning of the season and end of the season, there's no telling what the makeup of the team is. Wayzata sets up again.
O'Connor controlling, he'll chip it, looking for Tuke with the header, and the return is broken up. Physical battle there. Stevens working shoulder to shoulder against Nicholas Owens. Trying to get it to Perrins, and now they do. Perrins working the line here, and it'll be a goal kick for the Orioles. Not quite able to keep that one in play.
I think the defender may have kicked that off his shin as he was trying to get the ball out towards the front of the goal area. So Hendricks with the goal kick. Sends it well down the field.
Into the middle, they'll come with it. Ocampo now swinging it over, and that one's going to get out of play. Throw in for Wayzata here as Benjamin Anderson will take this throw. And they get it to Tuke and jabbed away, and it'll be off of Tuke, in fact, and a throw here for Park. Stevens trying to hustle and get to that ball. Now Perrin circles back to meet it. Leaving it for Lewis O'Connor. And he goes direct up the middle, but it's going to skip into Hendricks. Hendricks getting a lot on that one again with that wind. And that led to the first goal of the game, a long goal kick. And a little push in the back. Play goes on. Kind of surprised there.
Yeah, didn't call that. Well, we have it for a second. Center referee is Clint LeBeau. AR1 is Alex Vesnick. And AR2 is Ron Leaf.
Remember when I talked about it, maybe it wouldn't be that physical. I will
maybe
hold my tongue on that because they're starting to get, especially after that non-call there, they started to get after each other a little bit. McLean King will come into the lineup here for the Trojans, and Elmore checks out, who got that second goal, the go-ahead goal for Wayzata. Orioles looking to attack up their right side. Good patience there as they'll drop it back toward Abdi Ibrahim. Perrins winds up with it after Smith stepped in to break up that run. Stout swinging it over right side now. O'Connor up the line looking to go to Tuke. Tuke trying to win that ball back, but it'll get out of play, and we get a throw here for St. Louis Park. Smith nearly freed that ball up. Now he races on. Luagi's going to come way out. So it got over the head of Martin, his defender, and had Owens pursuing for the Orioles, but Luagi got out there and knocked it out of harm's way.
And that's something to watch for now. I've seen several times now where St. Louis Park has been selecting to just send the ball way downfield and manage to get behind some of the defense.
Chipping it toward Bellingham, but he's met. Kinney had it, and then O'Connor able to win that ball, knocked it away from him.
Yep, no foul call that time. That was a good call. Made contact with the ball first.
Tuke trying to get a return, but well read and broken up there by Decker, but out of play off of Park. We will get a throw here for Wayzata. 2-1 Trojans our score. If you're just joining us, we had a lot of fireworks early. 3 goals in the first 7 minutes of play, with Park scoring first and then Wayzata answering with a couple of goals less than 3 minutes apart. So very high-scoring beginning to this contest, as now Hendricks will come out and win the race to that ball. He's going to roll it out the other way and distribute, get things going up their right side. And then a turnover, though. Perrin's a nice move. O'Connor trying to fight through 2. O'Connor keeps possession. He fires, and it sails just over the top. Lewis O'Connor, guy who's been battling injuries this year, but very effective players. You see some subs in. Jason Lehman coming in for Wayzata, and O'Connor will get a breather there. He's had a good match already here, been involved in some things. Hendricks booting it downfield and climbing the back a little bit there was Clayton Smith. And then Wayzata kicked the ball away after the call had been made, and there'd be a little talking to there. Some version of don't do that again.
Somewhere along that line.
Trotter will take this free kick here for St. Louis Park. And again, they've got the win, so he's become a little bit trickier, even though it's out on the field. He likes to go a little low short with it, but got it right into the middle.
I think it would be the advantage of St. Louis Park to kick something high and long, because that sun and the wind is a factor.
Trojans clear it, but over the touchline, so we get a throw in for St. Louis Park rather than a corner, but still they go short with it. Got the ball there to Kinney. Nice move there. Gets a left-footed shot. Oh, and Luagi has to make a great stop on a low shot. Kinney kept that ball on the turf with his left foot. Much more dangerous chance than it appeared it was going to be initially. That's a heck of a save right there.
That was a great shot by Kinney that went just to the left. Luagi had to leap out there and grab it in with his left paw.
Kinney showing why he's got 15 goals is he made a little space for himself by planting hard and coming back to the left, but then a shot that, it's a lot of fun to blast shots up into the corners, certainly, but that shot, it was a difficult one because he kept it on the ground like that.
That it has some speed on it.
So goalies have been kind of under siege early, and both of them probably kind of shaking their heads a little bit at an early 2-1, but that's a save that'll give you some confidence as Luagi make the stop there for the Trojans. Now they look to move to the attack here. Lehman was bottled up, still fighting hard over there. Throw will go to Park, I think. No, maybe not.
Nope. Trojan throwing from the far side.
Stevens getting set to bring this one in. And the pass coming out front, it's deflected away.
That should be a corner kick. So a third corner for the Trojans in the first half. Pretty good penetration that time, but again off the St. Louis Park Oriole defender.
Almer will take this corner here for the Trojans as they look to build on a 2-1 lead.
And the Trojan offense gathering around the near post.
Headed out of there, but still dangerous, and then lofted well up and over the top there by the young guy, Mirshad Harani, the freshman for the Trojans. So goal kick here for Hendricks and St. Louis Park. Nice header there by Kent, but Trojans wind up with it. Lehman leaving it out left. And that one knocked down, but it stayed in bounds. Had some backspin on it there, and then we'll get a throw coming here for Wayzata. Stevens will trigger the ball in here for the Trojans. Right near midfield, as he told back up a little bit there.
Yeah,
Perrin's giving it right back toward him, but he's pressured. And tripped up. Call's going to go against the Orioles, so a free kick here for Wayzata. Almer is going to take it.
And he's going to try and get up to that first line up there. He's not going to get it all the way to the keeper. Battle for the ball.
Lehman in traffic trying to turn. Now Perrins getting a cross away. It is blocked, but it'll result in another corner kick as Trotter did a good job of getting his body in the way there, but another corner kick upcoming. And if you're Park, you realize these are part of the game, but you don't want to keep giving up too many of them because obviously that's an opportunity to create some havoc for Wayzata. They go short with it this time, then right back to Almer, and he's going to chip it high. Header missed and gathered in by Hendricks. Hard to tell really from that spot for the keeper whether that sun's a big issue or not. I'll tell you, it certainly is for us and for the fans on this near side. Now a pass out front, an opportunity, and sent over the top there. Bellingham got underneath that one. Another pretty good setup there for St. Louis Park. A little uncharacteristic for Wayzata, giving up some pretty big chances in this first half, but Bellingham obviously didn't hit that one how he wanted to.
Yeah, he knew it as soon as he kicked it. He got way underneath it. It sailed far over. And you're right, that's a little uncharacteristic of the Wayzata defense, letting somebody penetrate that easily. And that kick results in a throw-in for the Orioles.
Up the sideline, that one broken up. Orioles able to maintain possession here now with Kent. Dish it back, and they'll try and swing it middle. A couple of players go down, and Wayzata up with it. O'Connor playing it ahead now. King cuts it to the middle, but muscled off that one a little bit. Now battle for it. It's going to be out off of Wayzata. It'll be a throw for Park. Good effort, but can't keep it alive here. So the Orioles will get a throw in their own zone, but kind of an interesting first half. I think Wayzata has obviously got the lead on the board now and had the better of the territorial overall, more times around the net, but Park, when they've gotten, the chances have been pretty dangerous.
Yes, they have. They've been able to read the Wayzata defense fairly well by sending the ball deep. We'll see if Wayzata makes an adjustment at halftime.
O'Connor getting that one. Perrin's trying to trap it down off the chest. Now the Orioles end up winning it. Nice ball ahead there to the outside, Perez. And that pass is picked off, though. Both teams really moving well out there. Obviously, have some nerves early on, but when those goals happen, then I think you really settle in and just play the way you've been knowing how to play all your career and all season.
Yeah, this is no time to experiment, right?
Perrins pushing it to the outside. Here's a chance, but that one is deflected away, and we're going to be a goal kick here for Park, as Smith will come back in, as will Tuke for Wayzata. So you see a little under 12:50 to go here in this first half. Wayzata 2, St. Louis Park 1. All of the goals coming in the first 6 minutes and change here. So the teams have kind of settled into a rhythm from there. There definitely been still some more chances after that. Kind of like to see that. I mean, both teams coming out confident in their ability to put the ball away. Sometimes you get in a section final and teams, instead of really trying to score, seem like they're just trying to make sure the other team doesn't score, and that can make for a kind of a less than interesting contest. But we've not seen that here. They're just going out after it, both sides. Bertolato getting that ball to King now for Wayzata. Smith with some room to work with. He can go either way here in the middle of the field, but that one blocked. It's going to be a handball, though, on Larson. So free kick here for the Trojans.
And this is a golden opportunity now for the Trojans, setting up about 32 yards. You can see the attackers getting ready on the far side.
O'Connor lining this one up here for the Trojans.
And this is a direct kick.
He's going to go low for looking for the post there, but misfires on that one. So be a goal kick here for St. Louis Park as Arthur Perrins reports back in for Wayzata. Trojans girls will be taking on Hopkins for the 6AA championship. John Jacobson and Sig will have that one for you on 12 Sports as well.
And that should be an exciting game also.
Boy, Max Kent's really good with the headers there for Park. He's had a number of strong ones already here. That pass gets away, and Martin clears it for the Trojans. We get a throw coming for St. Louis Park here. Graham Larson triggering it in here for the Orioles. And they'll return it to him. Round to Decker. And that one chipped away. It's going to bounce into the Wayzata bench, and it will be Wayzata's throw. Elmore comes back off the bench here for Wayzata. Throw for Jared Stout for the Trojans. Tuke lost it, and we'll get a foul called there. Elmer will line it up here for the Trojans. Gonna send it for Perrins. Perrins streaking up the right side, crosses it. Oh, and
That was pretty.
just failed to connect as Elmore was trying desperately to get there. Boy, this was a nice setup.
This is a great setup. Look at this nice cross. As you see, Elmore was just trying to get in there at the end of it and didn't quite connect.
Gotta believe that's one they've worked on a few times in practice.
Looks like it, and I don't think that's the last time you're going to see it either.
Smith trying to dig between two defenders, but Trotter and Crew say no way. And that one cleared by Martin. Right at midfield now, out. Nice ball to the outside, right side. Here come the Orioles. Trying to get Kinney again. Stevens jabbed that one loose. And then chip toward the net, but nobody home really on Park that could get there, and scooped up by Luagi. It's kind of fun to see all those goals early, although probably not if you're Luagi and Hendricks. They probably were like, what is going on here?
They would have preferred not to be involved in that fracas.
Throw here for St. Louis Park. O'Connor takes control here for the Trojans. Trying to go to Tuke there. Ball overrun a little bit, but recovered by Trotter. And then his pass is broken up. Perrins and Elmore were both there waiting to hope for a Park mistake on that ball in the air. It's always a little scary when you're the defender, when you've got to play a ball in the air and you end up turning your back to the oncoming forwards. You know, nothing else you can do there but do that, but you got to be careful.
Well, that's when you rely on your keeper to tell you where he should be. That's one of the aspects of being a keeper that most people don't get. That's the communicator. That's the coordinator in the back and the defense in the back.
O'Connor quickly picks that one off and sending it ahead now. Returned here to Tuke. Tuke getting out wide with it, but lost a nice takeaway there. Chipped up the line, and that one's going to be too far into the field there, and Luagi able to come away with it. Luagi puts his foot to this one. Tuke coming back to meet it, and he was pushed a little bit, so we get a free kick coming here for Wayzata.
So quite a bit further out, but gets it up towards the attack area.
A little bit of a push maybe there for Perrins that he got away with. Now it bounces back to him. And now we get this one whistled down on a hold. He kind of had a grab around the waist there on Harani, I believe it was. So free kick coming here for the Trojans.
This one considerably closer, about 35 yards out.
Elmore lining it up.
Again, a direct kick. This one goes way over the top.
So a goal kick here for St. Louis Park. 5 minutes and change to go here in this first half. Still 2-1 Wayzata, the number one seed. Park was the third seed. Both teams 3 losses, 3 ties coming in to the game tonight. Perez gaining control. Kinney drops it back. Now out to the outside. An opportunity. The shot. It's off the crossbar. Luagi trying to get to it but couldn't. Oh, a very near miss for Bellingham. He was really all alone on that left side. Had time to pick out his target.
Look at this. Number 4, Bellingham. Nobody anywhere close to him, and he hits the crossbar.
Boy, and when that ball bounced downward, it couldn't have been too far from the line there. And, just a frustrating near miss if you're St. Louis Park for Wayzata. You know you really dodged a bullet.
Yes, you did. And if you're Wayzata, you gotta watch that defense. You have to mark up on Wellington because he's going to take those shots.
Yeah, I don't know if they just totally lost track of him or if they thought they were in a spot where he couldn't be on side, where he wasn't going to be on side, but Bellingham just had tons of room to work with.
Right, even if you thought it was going to be offside, you still have to mark him and pay attention to him. Can't get that open. He was open before, too. So I would imagine at halftime they're going to tell somebody to mark up tight on him. Here's in there. opportunity now for St. Louis Park.
Kinney knocked down, and of course the fact that he's already, got the cast, and when he falls hard, it's going to draw a lot of attention too from the Park fans. So not a card issued, but a foul called there, and another golden opportunity here for Park as Kent will line this up for the free kick. Now, if you're Louwagie, you're also looking into the sun a little bit here too.
Yep, and you're trying to keep your eye on Perrins and Bellingham.
Drilled right into the wall. Battle for it in the air here. Orioles able to maintain for a moment, but now taken away. Martin doing good work up the sideline there, but couldn't keep possession, so a throw coming. I think later in this half, St. Louis Park's got to feel good about, they've started to tilt the field their way a little bit. I mean, obviously that very near miss they'd like to have back again. Now we get a foul call right here. Another look at this takedown. It is, definitely a little ways outside the box, but so the Orioles will get another free kick, and they've done a good job of generating some of these calls too.
Referee LeBeau lining up the defenders. Last time it was into the walls. Let's see if he goes over the top and tries to get to the attackers. Does, but it's picked up by the Wayzata defense, and now there's a transition with a counter. Orioles being aggressive on these turnaround.
Perrin circling, coming back to help break that one up, but another opportunity. Here's a shot that'll sail wide from Perez. But Park has definitely gotten some momentum back late here in this half. Still trailing at 2-1, and I think Wayzata right now kind of hoping for halftime to arrive. They've been pinned back in their end a little bit here very late in the half.
Yeah, they need to take a look at what's happening on their defensive side, because the Orioles are just really giving them fits in the last several minutes.
Smith flicking the header there, but Kent intercepts that. Larson sending it up the right side, but can't keep it in play. We'll get a throw here for Wayzata. Although I guess when you get down to it, Siggy, when you get to a section final, chances are good that you're going to have some times when the other team's on you a little bit, because you got two pretty good teams here.
Yeah, when you're this deep into it and you're playing for the Section 6 AA finals, you are going to come up against teams that will have their spurts of domination. And here comes.
Yeah, that one broken up, but still dangerous here. 15 seconds to go. Perez might have just time for one more good last chance here. Back out to Kent. He's bottled up a little bit. Drops it back. Chip toward the net. And that's going to be the end of the first half. So a super eventful start here. And St. Louis Park almost tied it up late in the half, but at halftime, it is the Trojans leading it by a score of 2-1. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half for the Section 6 title here on 12 Sports.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Two to one Wayzata, our score at halftime here, leading St. Louis Park in the Section 6AA boys soccer final. And a lot of activity early here. If you got here 5 minutes late, you missed a lot of action, or if you tuned in 5 minutes late. Park getting an early goal there as Kinney chipping that one over the top, just 2 minutes, 2 seconds in. Then Wayzata with an answer, chipped ahead. Tuuk gets there before the keeper, Hendricks, who maybe made a bit of a bad gamble coming out there, and Tuuk put it away. And then Tuuk involved again here as he turns nicely hard to the outside, gets it right onto the foot of Elmore, and he redirects that one home. Elmore giving Wayzata a 2-1 lead. And then later in the half, some good chances for Park as Kinney puts a low, hard shot that Luagi has to make a diving stop on. And then all alone here, Connor Bellingham just off the crossbar. And for Park, it didn't take the right bounce. They wanted it to go straight down and over the goal line. Didn't work out that way, though.
That time the bounce worked for Wayzata. Looking at the numbers, St. Louis Park having 7 shots, 3 on goal, 6 fouls, and 1 corner kick. Trojans outdoing them in the terms of shots taken at 11, 4 on goal, 3 fouls, and 4 corners. That's something they have to be wary of in the second half.
All right, we've put 40 minutes in the books here. Wayzata 2 and St. Louis Park 1. Our second half is coming up next year on 12 Sports.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
One more half to decide the Section 6AA champion here for 2014. St. Louis Park trailing Wayzata by a 2-1 score, but they've generated some chances early and late in that half. Last time in the state tournament for Park was 2009. They were also in 2008 and 2005. Wayzata last time in was also 2009. They were runner-up in that year and in 2007. And were the champion in 2005 in Class AA. So had a pretty strong run of success there, and both teams trying to get back here as it's off of Stevens. We'll get a throw here for Park. Flick back toward Trotter. Nice little spin by Kent to get himself free, and drops it back over left side for Decker. Knocked back out of there. Slipping down as Elmore as he does battle there with Decker. Trojans now coming left with it. Stevens will chip it hard up the left side looking for Perrins. Perrins will get there. Gonna drop it back for O'Connor, but just knocked away from him, and we get a foul call actually on O'Connor. And it'll be a free kick here for St. Louis Park.
I think he ran through the defender when he came down.
Hendricks will boot this one here for Park. O'Connor, nice header right onto the foot of Elmore, and then Perrins. Here's Smith chipping it ahead, trying to find Elmore, but Shatea gets there first for Park. We will get a throw here for Wayzata. Perrins will trigger it in here for the Trojans. Just getting close to the time when the sun's not going to be a bother anymore. It's been difficult times for the for the team certainly, and obviously everybody on this side of the stands. All of the fans, in fact, are over here. Fight for it here. Stevens and Trotter really getting physical, and knocked away from Perrins. We will get a throw here for Wayzata. They, for the most part, have let him play here, I would say.
Yeah, not too many fouls called. When consider the caliber of the teams. Total of 9 fouls between the two teams in the first half. It's not that many.
Stevens triggering it in here. Smith rolling it low along the line. That one's broken up. And the Orioles looking to quickly counter as they get it ahead to Owens. Owens easily holding off Stevens, who tried to surprise him there.
Yeah, he just put the brakes on him, and Stevens went over his back.
Bellingham not able to track that one down. So Wayzata will get the throw. Almer trying to return it out there, and does. Trapped down by Elmore. He will chip it on the line right side. Trying to go to Perrins there, but that play broken up nicely by Larson. Trojans still dangerous on the ball, though. Took.
Trying to cross and went right to the Oriole defense.
Perez sending it ahead. Kinney met there, but a foul call as he was held up. We get a free kick coming here for Park, just into Wayzata territory here. Well, we've already gone a lot farther than we did in the first without any goals here, as we're about 4 minutes in now. Still at 2-1, and that was our score with about this much time remaining in the first half.
And nothing since. Again, both defenses kind of settling in. And we'll see what kind of adjustments that they made at halftime.
Good speed up the left side. Perrins can really go. Now gets it to O'Connor. Elmore receiving and tried to get it to Perrins. It slipped through him. Shatea will stop that one, and it'll go out of play. We get a throw coming for the Trojans as Stevens will look to trigger it in here for Wayzata.
Let's see if he goes forward or... Yeah, he does.
O'Connor looking for Elmore. It's over his head. And now we've talked about, sun, but boy, a lot of times you get to the section final and you can be, at this time of year, you can be looking at, high 30s and 20-mile-an-hour wind. I don't think we're maybe, you don't want to overstate the sun impact.
No,
it could be a lot worse weather-wise.
We are not complaining. we are not bad-mouthing the sun. We like it.
Smith here looking weak side with a nice read by Hendricks to just get there in time and grab that one away.
We still have fond memories of you and I doing a playoff game in the old Wayzata Stadium in 3 inches of snow.
Oh, I believe there was one here that was like that also. I'm quite sure that there was a game Trojans boys, maybe boys and girls, the same night like this. Playing in the snow here at this field. I'm quite sure of that too. And that one wasn't...
That was no fun either.
I was going to say that was much more recent, maybe 5 years ago or so, if I recall right. But chipped ahead, it'll come right up the middle. Larson is going to leave it for his keeper there. Again, like I talked about earlier, you're in a spot where your back's to the play. You don't want to do anything silly there. And a good job by Hendricks to call him off. Battle for it in the air. The Orioles eventually come down with it there. Shatea sending it up the sideline, and a nice takeaway.
That was a nice takeaway.
But the pass comes into the middle of everyone, and Larson winds up with it here for Park. Played it around to Ehlers. Ehlers will get a return here for St. Louis Park to Perez. Stevens interrupted that. Stevens diving for it. Boy, the guys are busting their butts out there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just throwing themselves at these tackles.
Abdi Ibrahim will come back into the lineup here for Park, and looks like he will be the throw-in guy. throwing it straight into the sun, as you can definitely see on screen there. Here's a cross and a pass out front. Here's Kinney. Luagi sliding out. Rebound is in. St. Louis Park ties it up as Bellingham tucks that rebound away, and we are 2-2. You see this one be dangerous, and Kinney gets a shot from close range. Luagi coming out to stop it, but then stepping around the pile there to push it in is Connor Bellingham, and evens it up. He had that real near miss late in the first half off the crossbar. This time does not miss. His 11th goal of the season makes it 2-2.
Yeah, not that surprising. We've been calling Billingham's number even first half, with his ability to get open, and that time stepped around the pile and said, thank you very much, puts it away.
Kind of fun to see that in slow motion, where when you're talking about a skill that you need to do to get a goal, usually stepping around a pile of players isn't first on the list, but he didn't panic. I mean, a lot of times it sounds simple to just move around players, but to do it and not panic and get the clean shot like he did was pretty impressive.
Right, keeping your composure.
Here's a shot attempted, and that one will sail wide. So we are evened up here at 2-2, and we kind of start again here, I guess, Sig, with about 32 minutes to go.
We're back to square one.
Trotter stepping up hard to meet that one. Stevens chipping it for Perrins, but Larson's there to break it up. However, O'Connor traps it down. Elmore, then his pass was taken by Decker the other way. Decker with a good run for Park. Pushes it up the left side. Bellingham able to control. Crossing that one, and Orioles able to get the ball right back.
That's what you don't want to do on defense, is giving up the ball in your area.
Bellingham a shot. And a goal kick upcoming for Wayzata. So Almer will take this goal kick here for the Trojans. Able to get it beyond midfield. You can really sense Park's playing with a lot of confidence right now too, Sig. I mean, not that they weren't the whole game long, but they've got a rhythm right now.
Yeah, the perseverance paid off, and Billingham, as we said, getting open and being a big factor. They certainly now have the enthusiasm.
Played up the line. I think if you're Wayzata here, though, you obviously don't panic.
No, you don't want to do that. Just play your game.
Perez controlling. Plays it to the outside, looking for Brandel. Crossing that one, and it's going to be a goal kick here as it went over the back of the net there. So goal kick for the Trojans. Past 10 minutes into the second half. St. Louis Park getting the equalizer here. Goal by Connor Bellingham in the 48th minute. Get a throw coming for Wayzata here. For a good share of the first half, they did a pretty solid job generating chances too. I don't think they're worried that there's no way they're going to get another goal here either.
Right. Well, they had 11 shots in the first half, so they have had the opportunities.
O'Connor trying to drop that return pass. It'll be off of Park, and a throw here for Wayzata. And down at the end of the field where we can actually see is that setting sun at the other end. Smith trying to fight through a couple of players, but cleared ahead. Kinney trying to direct that one toward Wayzata's goal. Instead controlled by the Trojans. Arani got it out to the outside there. Stout sending it now. Took looking to get across here, and it's headed out front, and it is in. The Trojans retake the lead. Couple of nice headers back to back, and they now go up by a 3-2 score.
You see the action again. All this activity coming over from the right. There's a first header by
Took
Aarons.
to Perrins, and the header by Elmore will give Wayzata the lead. His second goal of the night. Boy, nice all around, a nice cross, but then Perrins realized he's in too deep, so he heads it right back to Elmore.
And then being at the right place at the right time.
Now a race is on, and Hendricks, as Elmore thought he might have been hauled down a little bit there.
That's right. We have a stoppage of play.
And not for the reason Wayzata wanted it to.
No.
They were hoping for a PK, but it's not going to be the case.
So he's got a yes.
Is it blood on the?
Yes.
Blood on the uniform,
it's,
or
Clayton Smith coming off.
And Wayzata not happy. They were feeling maybe there could have been a call on that ball into the box there, but not going to be the case. And so they take the lead right back, 3-2. Great plays. Chuk and Elmore and Perrins all involved there, and Elmore getting his second goal.
There's a trip against the Orioles.
So a free kick here for the Trojans as they have taken the lead back. And is there still more to come in the goal scoring department? We saw 3 very early goals, and then each team now has gotten one here in the second half. Hendricks will take this goal kick here for the Park Orioles. I think it's kind of a nice thing for them to have this team in this spot too, because a little bit more of an aging community, and let's face it, in the great majority of sports, they wouldn't compete very well with Wayzata anymore. But obviously in soccer, that is not the case at all. They are hanging right there and a very good side.
The corner for the Trojans, first corner in the second half. Yeah, they certainly are matching up very well.
Elmore will drop it short for Perrins.
See if he gets a return. He does.
He's looking to switch fields there, see if they've got anybody on the right side, but not really anybody home, and it's going to go all the way through and throw here for St. Louis Park.
So that was a corner kick for naught.
Kind of an interesting contest where I don't think either team would say offensively they need to do anything different.
No.
It's at the defensive end where we've had a lot of, and there's always two sides of the coin. You look at it and say, wow, what a nice offensive play that was for that goal, and then the other side saying, gosh, we were a little lax in the back.
The offense is doing what it's supposed to do, trying to get the ball into play. However, the defenses are giving up too many easy ones, and here we go again.
Perrins to Elmore. Elmore down.
Pushed in the back.
And it's going to be a penalty kick this time.
I think so.
No, just outside the box. Just outside.
About a foot or so outside the penalty box is where the referee, LeBeau, is referring to. Here comes the play. Here you see the kick, the push right there.
Yeah, it looks like it is about the right spot there.
That is the right spot. Good call by the referee.
Now Park feeling that it was a little acting and that there shouldn't have been a call at all. Wayzata wanted a PK, and now it's going to be a yellow card to the Park bench, and Chato Alvarado not happy with that one.
Well, it's hard to argue that because, acting or not, he did push him in the back, and that was a call. It could have been worse for St. Louis Park if he would have called it inside the yellow line. So now Wayzata with a golden opportunity to move ahead.
I think the feeling there, if you're Park, is that Elmore realized his best option was to get fouled there because he really didn't have, he wasn't ahead of them, but at the same time, still, like you said, it was. I think it was still a push.
Hand comes out, and that's all that matters.
Here's Elmore for the hat trick. Not a PK, but he makes the free kick count. Clay Elmore's third of the night, and it is 4-2 Wayzata.
So no PK, but the result is the same. Just look at number 15 with the hat. Watch it again. Over the wall. That's a tough play for the keeper to play that one. Hendricks tried to reach up. See right there. That was a well-placed shot. Cannot fault the keeper for that one. Here we see it again.
And vision-wise, it's really almost harder when there's a wall there than if he were just one-on-one with Elmore.
But you see he's bouncing on the left side, on the far side of the goal. That's where he's expecting the ball to come. And here's a shot. See it hooks left, and unable to get a hand on it.
So, like we said in the first half, Wayzata didn't seem to let it bother him when Park got a goal. They got the tying goal this time to make it 2-2, and Wayzata quickly answers with a couple of goals less than 3 minutes apart, both from Clay Elmore, to make it 4-2. And we get a stoppage here, a Park player on a knee. It looks like Graham Larson, I believe that's.
He's hobbling off to the sideline.
No, make it Trotter.
He's one of their starters, so they certainly want to get him back in the match. Incidentally, was a offside call on the far side.
Brian Brito coming in to replace him, and obviously with the amount of chances, with the nice goals we've had, you're 4-2. You're definitely not out of it, but it has to be, it has to feel a lot worse than when it just got to 3-2 if you're St. Louis Park.
It puts a little pressure on you, but if I were at St. Louis Park, look at number 4, Billingham. He's out there on the left side, all alone again.
Abraham sending it across there, and Shatea dropping it back now. They'll try and chip one in, but first to it is Almer for Wayzata. Trojans looking to get something going back the other way. Smith dashes in to take it. Looking up the line for Took. Knocked from him, and it actually hit his heel on the way out, so we'll have a throw for Park. Pretty good D there to converge and not only stop his run, but get the ball on the throw-in.
And Took is hobbling along up over there.
And not a very good throw, though, and it's going to be turned right over to Wayzata. They'll sub in now with Jared Stout returning to the lineup. So a throw here for the Trojans. A quick turn of events here. Wayzata was protecting a 2-1 lead early in the second half, and then Park got a goal to tie it up, but then Wayzata's come back with 2 more goals of their own from Clay Elmore, and now holding a 4-2 advantage. Boomed up field here and knocked out a play. We will get a throw here for St. Louis Park. Kent has to come back to get it right on that Wayzata logo. Larson to the outside, but it didn't connect there with Shatea, so we get a throw here for the Trojans, and they'll sub in Lewis O'Connor. Wayzata gonna continue to sub. I mean, obviously you're using some time when you make substitutions as well here. And
yeah, well, they needed to get Took out of there.
Took.
Number 23. He was hobbling around over on the far side, so they needed to get him out of there.
Chip to the middle. The race is on here. McLean King. Now a follow-up try, and that one will sail up and over the top as Lewis O'Connor was looking to add another here. Watch King colliding with the defender. He goes down, but it leaves O'Connor with a pretty good follow-up opportunity there, but he got underneath that one too much. Reminder that the girls game will also be seen on 12 Sports in the section championship. Wayzata Hopkins coming up after this one here at Wayzata Stadium. Cleared out of play here. It'll be a throw for St. Louis Park. The state quarterfinals in Class AA coming up October 21st through 23rd. And obviously this year we no longer have a Metrodome to work with, so St. Cloud State will be the home of the semis and finals this year. So weather conditions no longer perfect, and the race is on here. Hendricks will hammer it out. Throw into O'Connor here as Zeke's able to keep that ball alive. Smith trying to go to Perrins, but that's broken up. See if Wayzata changes anything up, becomes a little more conservative with this 2-goal lead about midway through the half, or if they just keep on coming. Lehman, nice ball to the middle. Here's King. Wow, he was nearly free and then played over to an open right side. Good hustle by Shatea to get to that one and keep it in, though, for Park. He covers a lot of ground, long strides. Nice ball on the return to him, and here comes Shatea up that left side. And doubled up. Play goes on. Here's a chance for Park. Tried to push it over there to Owens. And finally Martin recovers to knock it loose. Here's Perrins. Perrins has room on the right with O'Connor. O'Connor, all kinds of space. King looking to the return to O'Connor. They weren't on the same page there. Expected O'Connor to give that one and then go to the net, and it didn't happen. Obviously, you're seeing with Park trailing, they're going to be pushing some numbers up that might allow Wayzata some leeway once they get the ball at the other end, too, which we saw right there. So we might see a pretty wide open last 20 minutes or so here.
Well, the first order of business for the Orioles is to get a goal as soon as they can to get back in the game. Being behind by 1 is a lot easier than being down by 2, but they need the initial goal as soon as possible. Like I said, keep saying it, they got to watch out number 4, Billingham. He's the biggest threat.
Smith will drop it back and then hammered on out of there. The race is on. Look at King go. He's got great speed, beats the defenders, and his shot, Hendricks, able to make the stop. McLean King, the sophomore, turned it on and ran right by both guys.
And the ball was bouncing too high for him to get a really good, solid contact with it.
And he was able to split him quick enough that they couldn't stay in the way enough to shield him off without just tackling him. And
yeah, I think they underestimated his speed.
I think they did the right thing, though, by not pulling him down. And say, well, we'll trust our keeper to stop him.
You don't necessarily want to do that.
O'Connor triggering it into Smith. And a return, Lewis O'Connor. King trying to get it back to O'Connor, who wins that ball back. O'Connor in traffic, dropping it back. Shot in just wide of the mark as Lehman got a rip at it there for the Trojans and shakes his head a little bit. Boy, O'Connor showing why he's such a weapon, keeping possession there, but it hit off the shin of Jason Lehman there. But Wayzata really showing some confidence with the ball, looking to continue to press for the advantage and not just lay back.
Yeah, this is a classic case of the best defense is a good offense. Maintain ball control, get some pressure on the Oriole defense, so don't give them an opportunity to come down and get back in the match.
Almera will take this free kick here for the Trojans. Looking on the left side there, and it's going to be headed out by Park. It'll be a throw here for Wayzata as they will sub again, as it looks like Tuke will get ready to come back in. Perrins will get a breather.
And Perrins gets a good hand from the home crowd.
Clayton Smith with the throw in here and hammered right back out. Another throw in coming for Wayzata. Smith takes this throw, and this time it's going to be a corner as it gets over the end line. So
second corner of the second half for the Trojans.
If it'll be Almer to take it or if it'll be Smith. Both heading over there. They have gone short a couple times, just touching the ball in play and then going from there, and that's what they're going to do here. Smith leaving it for Almer. And out front, the header and the save by Hendricks.
A little bit too much on that cross. It just went past the far post.
Strong header there by Martin as he came up to meet it. Now O'Connor
trying to chase it down. It'll be Park throwing.
Shatea triggers it in there to Larson. Lehman picking it off for Wayzata. Nice ball there to O'Connor. Here's King and Tuke. Nice little chip to Lehman, and ball still in a dangerous spot, but King's pass then broken up. Brito getting in there. Stevens, though, took it right back, and now we'll get a throw here for Wayzata. So they have done a solid job after stretching that lead to 4-2 of really keeping Park bottled up in their end of the field.
They're playing great possession, not giving St. Louis Park an opportunity to clear it out. And even when they did, midfield was doing a good job of takeaways.
Smith will throw it in here for Wayzata. Gets the return. Nice ball there to King. And that'll be a corner, I believe. No, it did hit King again on the deflection. So goal kick here for St. Louis Park. Time starting to be a factor, though, for Park. Down, as we said, by 2. If you're within 1, you're still feeling okay, but they've got to get one before too long here if they want to have a good shot.
Yeah. When it gets less than 10 minutes and you're down by 2, it becomes a matter of urgency.
And this will be a throw for Wayzata, and Perrins is going to come back in. Tuke will take this throw here for the Trojans. King heading it into the middle. Smith trapping it down to Perrins.
Wow, look at this ball movement and control. Just
Perrins.
Impressive. He tried to do a heel kick to his other forward, but he missed.
Now he just comes and takes it back, though.
Yeah, he made up for it. And we have that's going to be a foul against Wayzata.
Perrins.
One little push too many.
So free kick here for the Orioles as we've ticked down under 13 minutes to play. Wayzata leading at 4-2. Pretty high scoring section final. A lot of times you'd be looking at 1-0 or 2-1 type games.
Exactly. That's kind of what I expected coming into this match, looking at how the players matched up, but it's been wide open. It's been pretty exciting.
Turnover there by Park. Perrins sending it for O'Connor.
There's a chase for it, and it's going to be Wayzata throw.
That throw in quickly intercepted. battle for it here. And Park right now, I don't know, they're maybe getting a little tired or a little frustrated. They're just not been able to get anything going. There was a stretch late in the first half and early in the second when things were clicking pretty good for them, but Wayzata's really taken over since then.
Well, they've been getting advantage of the passes and maintaining possession. Now here comes St. Louis Park.
Abraham will drop it over to Kent. Here's Larson as they switch fields. Shatea drops it back. Smith running through an Oriole there, and Shatea goes down. He might have cramps. He just dropped in his tracks there. And they'll stop for an injury. He seemed to be pulling back on his toes, which generally indicates calf cramps.
And that's easy to happen when you're running hard and playing hard, and then the temperature drops.
Referee telling him, well, we stopped for you, so you are going to have to come out. And Ehlers will come back in, so also Malik Gray's coming in for St. Louis Park, and Ian Lockhart as well.
So this will be interesting. They also took out Billingham. I want to get him rested so he can.
Here's King up the right side. Tried to drop that pass back, but it's intercepted. O'Connor trying to steal that one, and Smith came in, knocked it forward. Here's Larson controlling for SLP. Kent. And out of the outside left they'll go Kinney. Kinney, who scored the first goal of the match way back a couple minutes in. Been relatively quiet since, although he did have that other real nice chance in the first half when he had that low left-footed shot. And boy, you look back to that now, that was pretty big.
That's a big play.
That save by Luagi.
Yeah, it certainly was. And now they got
cross taken though by Stevens for Wayzata, trying to go to Perrins, but a nice read on that one by Lockhart. Perrins, though, able to win the ball back here for Wayzata. Arthur Perrins turning on the Jets. Playing it ahead to himself. Perrins in. Tried to cross it over, and then Hendricks comes out to meet it. Perrins unselfish there. I think he had a shot at for himself, but he tries to pass.
Look at this maneuver. Then at the end, he's going to run over by the defender, but no foul call.
And looking at that one again, I don't think you could have argued a whole lot if there had been a foul call there.
I expected a foul to be called, but it wasn't. Here comes the Oriole offense. Wow. They played it up the middle. There were 4 white jerseys and not one orange one.
Here's King pushing it to the outside. He's another speedster. Tried to play it through the defender, and Lockhart able to take it. But picked off there by Stout. King taking the pass from Perrins. Now looking back for Perrins.
Bring the ball back, setting up on the far side.
Perrins got a rough trip to the turf for his efforts. Now O'Connor. O'Connor looking to turn. Oops. Wasn't on the same page with King. O'Connor will go get the ball back and then was pushed.
There'll be a push and foul.
Decker.
And St. Louis Park doesn't need that now, giving Wayzata another opportunity from a set play.
O'Connor probably maybe the strongest Trojan in terms of being able to shield the ball. Pretty good strength. Now Almer will line this one up here. About 8.5 to go. Wayzata already up by 2 and looking to add to it. Here's the shot. And Hendricks smothering that one on a short one hopper.
Hendricks read that one well, saw it coming in even with that hook. And kept it in front of him.
Tough shot there, but that was a must save at this point, obviously. They're still facing long odds as it is, but if that one goes in, it's over. Here comes O'Connor. And his blast knocked down. Then they drop it back for Perrins. Oops. Gets underneath that one and skies it well over the net. So a goal kick coming up here for St. Louis Park as we go under 8 minutes to play. Clay Elmore back in for the Trojans.
Boy, parents put a foot on that one as it went high up in the air. I think it's half foot in Minnetonka by now.
Hendricks will put his foot to it. Here is Lockhart looking up the line. Stevens, though, a step in for Wayzata. And Perrins has knocked that one down and volleys it high. Elmore giving chase. Just out to the edge.
Oh, no. You can't do that. You can't reach over the line and pick it up.
Hendricks, the AR, saw it out there.
Oh, that was a mistake. Wow. Huge mistake. He reached over the yellow line for the penalty box and picked up the ball.
So not only does this give them the free kick, they also, use up even more time as here's the free kick. And it's drilled way over the top, so no harm done if you're Hendricks there.
You see it again. Here comes the ball rolling down. You see it's heading right for the penalty area. The keeper he's got his foot inside, but oops, reached outside. But didn't cost him anything except time, which right now is a factor with 6:15 and counting.
Push to the outside here for Lockhart. Larson with the header. Grabbed up by Kent here for Park. Gets it to Ocampo.
St. Louis Park pushing ahead with all their forwards.
Here's Perrins with a nice steal and puts on the brakes to keep possession here.
Nice switching the field.
Drop back here to Stout, and he'll send it long, but too long, and Elmore will just watch the keeper, Hendricks, pick it up. Five and a half to play, looking like Park's going to run out of time and run out of steam to try and catch up here. The things I thought looked pretty good for them when they got it to 2-2. Not just on the scoreboard, but in the way they were playing. But boy, Wayzata's really controlled it since then.
Yeah, they were really doing a great job of possession. They were making some good offensive thrusts, but then all of a sudden, Wayzata just kind of said, "Okay, I think we're going to take over." And Orioles have had trouble now getting a offensive set going.
Nice step up there by Stout.
And that's been half the problem. Now, the Wayzata midfielders have been winning the ball in the midfield and then sending it right back into the Oriole defense. Here we have it.
Ooh, looking to get it to Perrins out front. Lockhart did a good job. Perrins, though, winning that ball back. Here's O'Connor, and that one's deflected. Hendricks way out there trying to save it from being a corner kick, and he did, but Perrins is there.
That was good heads-up thinking by the keeper, Hendricks, knowing that he doesn't want to give up a corner.
O'Connor blocking that one, and he wound up on the foot of Ocampo, and
that's going to be a card.
Calling the trainer out.
Okay, I thought he was calling Connors over, but he's calling the trainer instead. Let's take a look at that again. Ball comes in. He slams the ball down and then runs into Ocampo. Not exactly a flagrant foul, but still a foul.
So 4:05 remaining in the contest here. Wayzata looking to get back, as we said, that state tournament would be appearance number 12 for them. But first, since 2009, which maybe to you and I that doesn't seem like that long, but for a high school player,
That's a long time.
Yeah, that was before they were in high school,
Right.
so that feels like a while for them. And
so it's a whole new rotation.
this has always been in recent years with this configuration, it's been an interesting section because you've got a mixture of quality teams in there, and a couple of city teams have been good lately too. South and Southwest have had their moments in soccer, and obviously these two, and beyond that, even Hopkins had a real nice regular season this year, but then got knocked off right away. So
yeah, they were second seed going to the section playoffs.
So Park trying to make one final push, but trailing it by a 2-goal margin. Bellingham fighting hard for the ball here. Elmore coming back to meet it. He has 3 goals tonight for Wayzata, and there's a takeaway. Perrin's trying to win it back. Things getting pretty rough out there right now, and now we do get a call.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a card. Yep.
And it looks like it'll be on Brito of St. Louis Park. You see a little demonstration of what he is charged with doing there. So he gets a yellow card, and I think they wanted to. You could just kind of feel that escalating.
Yeah, I think the referee said, "Okay, we've had enough." It was getting crazy down there.
Elmer will boot it long here. Looking to go to Elmore. It's off his foot and hammered out of there, but Perrins is there. And he was knocked down, and a foul call there, and Kent did not agree. I think if you're Wayzata here, you want to stay away from this as much as possible.
Yes.
I mean, the last thing you need is somebody to get hurt now right before the a state tournament. So
yeah, either get hurt or do something silly like get a red card, then you don't play the next match.
Yeah, I would say walk away, and I would also say I'm not so sure I wouldn't get a couple of these guys like Perrins out of there.
Well, he likes to play, and he plays hard. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. But again, St. Louis Park has shown that they can score quickly on the long shots, and then put some pressure on.
Run off it, but a push call there on Clayton Smith. Free kick here for Park. Owens wanting to line it up quickly and go here. Down under 2.5 to play. St. Louis Park clinging to some hope here. They're down 4-2. Want to try to get one here and get back in it. Decker lining it up here for St. Louis Park.
Nice set play here, and cleared by the Wayzata defense.
Lockhart giving it back, though, to Perez in the middle. That one is blocked. Now they send it out front. Bellingham trying to look for a shot. Jabbed away, and then Smith will pound it out of there.
That's the guy you want to get it to. You want to get it to Bellingham, number 4. He's had a propensity to get into the right position. He's now in the middle of the field.
And this one will skip in on one hop. Luwaji able to grab it up here. He hasn't had a lot of work of late. It was early on. He obviously was tested, and a couple got by him, but he made a couple, one real big save, and then also had another one where he got help from the crossbar in the first half, too.
Right. I think both those plays were paramount in the outcome of the match.
Knocked away from Elmore. It's going to be a corner kick for Wayzata, and only about 1:10 to go. That's going to use up a good chunk of the remaining time here, and Wayzata looking very much like they will be in the state AA tournament this year.
And even more time running out now. They got a substitution taking place.
They'll come short again with the corner. And that return pass was out of play. So Park going on the attack. Stout stopping it, leaving it for Stevens. He'll chip it up the left side, and Hendricks out for a long run. It's going to be a goal kick here for Park, but time is going to wind down on the Orioles as their season will come to an end here tonight. entertaining game here. Great start for Park. They got a goal a couple minutes in, but Wayzata got a couple of their own to lead 2-1 at halftime, and the time ticks down, and your Section 6AA champions, the Wayzata Trojans, as they come out to celebrate a victory here, coming up with the last 2 goals of the match to pull away and win it. And Wayzata is headed to the state tournament after this 4-2 victory here over St. Louis Park. We will come back here to wrap up our coverage here of the boys game in just a moment here. It is Wayzata 4 and St. Louis Park 2 on 12 Sports.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Welcome back to Wayzata. A great season continues for the Trojans boys. They're in the state tournament for the first time since 2009 after a 4-2 win over St. Louis Park here in the Section 6 championship. And we're with the guys who got it done up front, starting with Clay Elmore. Boy, a hat trick, 3 goals in the section final. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that, does it?
No, I guess it doesn't.
How exciting was this night for you guys to come out and be involved in this type of game where it was back and forth, a lot of offense like this?
Very. I mean, they came out and scored early, but Ethan had 2 great runs and helped us get it back. So it was exciting, but just got to do the business at state now.
Second half, they came back and tied it up pretty early, but then from that point on, you guys just really controlled things. Did anything that you changed up, or was it that you just kind of started to really click?
No, I think we just started to click. I mean, we have our system, and it works when we play it well, so we just started clicking then.
You guys have played a lot of good teams this year. What do you think of your chances now as you head into that Final 8 in the state tournament?
I think it's as good as anybody else's. I mean, we've showed that we can beat anybody, so I mean, I think we can do well.
All right, congrats on a great game here tonight. Have fun in the tournament.
Thank you very much.
And Ethan Tuke, as Clay said, you got things started with, you got a goal of your own, but also a very nice assist. Was this one of the better offensive games that you guys have played all year, especially considering the stakes here?
Yeah, it's probably some of the most goals we scored in a game, and we just, I guess we scored throughout the game and not parts like we do sometimes.
What were you guys thinking when they scored just a couple minutes in? Did anybody kind of go, wow, what happened? Or was it more just, okay, we still got this?
We were kind of on guard, but we knew that we could still score again and put more into it to win the game.
You guys had a real different kind of a game in the semifinals where it ended up 0-0 going to OT and everything. But from all accounts, Coach said you guys really played well that game too. Did that sort of let you know that, okay, even if every chance doesn't go in, we're still confident in what we do and we should keep doing that?
Yeah.
How about state tournament now? What do you think of the chances for the Trojans?
I think we have a good chance to go through, and we can beat any team.
All right, congratulations, guys. It was a great game here tonight. Have fun in that tournament. All right, Ethan Tuke and Clay Elmore, just 2 of the guys who had great nights here for Wayzata, and they again beat St. Louis Park to advance to the state tournament. So a great season for the Orioles too. Congratulations to them for getting to the section championship, but it is Wayzata moving on. They'll be playing in the state quarterfinals. Those are October 21st through 23rd. Depending on where they get seated. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. Again, a reminder to watch for the girls' Wayzata Hopkins Championship as well on 12 Sports. For Sig Lager and all of our crew, our final in the boys' game is Wayzata 4 and St. Louis Park 2.